Let's welcome the second speaker. The second speaker is Ms. Nagisa Imai from Meiji University. Ms. Imai, please recheck that your camera is on. She will deliver her speech under a title, Equity for Equality. Equity for Equality. So, Ms. Imai, please be ready for your speech and start your best prologue.
Sure. Thank you, Master of Ceremony and distinguished judges. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Disabled people are not productive in society, so I killed them. In 2016, at a capacity for disabled people called Tsukuyama-rien, 19 people were killed, and 27 people were severely wounded by murder. The problem at the root of the incident was that he was prejudiced against handicapped people. We should not have any prejudice or discrimination against handicapped people. However, the reality is quite different, isn't it? Many of you might have had negative feelings about them. Actually, I was prejudiced against handicapped people. However, my friend made me realize that I was wrong. If I did not realize that, I might have damaged people with disabilities and become a killer. Today, I'm here to share two perspectives which prevent people without disabilities from becoming enemies of handicapped people. I hope my speech bridges the gap between both sides. According to ABA Commission on Disability Rights, all of us have implicit biases, and the biases for people with disabilities are stronger than any other ones for the social group domains like religions, races, and so on. The biases in the bottom of hearts of non-handicapped people come to the surface into words and actions and turn into discrimination. In addition, according to Brian Levin, a professor at California State University, after the biases turn into discrimination, they come to violence and finally genocide. You never know when your actions or remarks might seriously damage someone. When I was an elementary school student, a student who had a mental disability was in the same homeroom. He was always late for classes and did not follow teachers' orders. However, he was never scolded by teachers no matter what he did. I could not understand why he got a special treatment. Then I began to stop talking to him little by little and become prejudiced against handicapped people. Through my experience, I found what promotes the biases for handicapped people. It is a feeling of unfairness. For example, people with disabilities get a discount on the transportation fares. In addition, they get employed by companies easier than others. Thus, people without disabilities might have been envious of the services. One day, I said to my friend, "Why are only handicapped people treated well in society? That is not equal to people without disabilities." He said to me, "People with disabilities demand equity. People without disabilities demand equality. That's why many people, including you, are troubled." When I heard that, my thoughts changed dramatically. Please imagine that 3 people with different heights are trying to peer over a fence. In order to treat them equally, all of them are given the same size boxes to stand on to improve their lines of sight. However, this solution would not necessarily help the shortest person see as well as the tallest person. On the other hand, in order to give them equitable treatment, each of them would be given as many boxes as needed to give a clear view over the fence. It is not truly equitable. until the shortest person shares the same view as the tallest person. Using our knowledge of both perspectives, it's time to rethink that support which handicapped people get are really unfair. They need more money than others for medical fees, travel expenses to go to the hospital, personal expenses for caregivers, and so on. Moreover, it is difficult for handicapped people to get jobs. Thus, they achieve equity for equality to live with others in society by those considerations. Now, you are already sure about the importance of equity. But how? It is very easy. All you have to do is to remember when you demanded equity and remember how you overcame the situation. I will give you some examples. I am not good at sports. Thus, when I had to participate in relay races, my friend always ran long distance for me. I suppose that was a kind of support for treating me equitably. Moreover, when you have bad eyesight, you put on your glasses, don't you? Our difficulties are temporary things and do not interfere with our daily lives. However, we must not forget that disabled people do not share that same luxury. When all the people without disabilities understand the significance of equity, the unconscious biases in their mind will not be changed to discrimination. Thus, nobody is hurt, and people live together in harmony, regardless having disabilities or not. If the mother realized the importance, many lives may have been saved. All of the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle are different shapes, yet all of them are able to fit together. We all are pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. Let's remember to support one another so that we may all have a spot in the jigsaw puzzle that is our society. Thank you.
Next, we have a question and answer session. Mr. Tamura, please.
Okay, Nagisa-san, good morning. How are you today?
I'm very nervous today.
You're very nervous. All right. But I think you did a great job. I thank you very much for giving us a great speech.
Thank you.
About a discrimination against those who are disabled. I also remember the news of Yamayuri N incident.
Yes.
And that was really shocking.
Yes.
And what is even more shocking was the comment made by the murderer. And he said that those disabled must be eliminated from the society. That was really shocking.
Yes.
And why do you think that this man, the murderer, began to have this kind of prejudice?
I heard he believed in eugenics. Only non-handicapped people is
Euthanasia.
yes, eugenics. Yes. So I think so when we communicate with like mental disability people, sometimes it is difficult for communicate with them. So I think the murderer, I think mother was not fit to the caregiver, the jobs. So he could not stand the stress of working at the facility. So his stress, when his stress changed to the very bad, the violence and like the crime. So I think the stress is the most bad thing there, I think.
Is it his fault, or is it who should be held responsible for this incident? Is it a society, or is it himself, or is it his family? Who should take this blame?
I think we should, society and also government take responsibility about that. Actually, the caregivers, like in the disabled people facility, could not get enough money for working. So I think that we have to, so the government should, yes, responsibility, and they give social welfare more than now. And also our society have to change our mind for disabled people. Many people think like sympathy for others, other disabled people, like, oh, they are unfortunate, like that. So we have to change. We are equal with disability people. However, to get a same opportunity, to disabled people getting same opportunity with others like us, so it is needed to get equity. So I think society and government should be changed.
Okay, so you are talking about equity.
Yes.
For equality. So I haven't seen your position yet from your speech, because right now, if you look at the current law, disabled people get some cash from the government, right?
Yes.
So this is the agreement that in the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities was adopted in 2006. And all over the world, we are promoting and protecting, ensuring fundamental human rights for all of those disabled. And the Japanese government distributes cash to those disabled. And they are secured the employment, right? So some of the corporations needed to hire some percentage of people disabled. So right now, in my opinion, there are several benefits already, right? So what is your position? Do you think that the cash should be distributed more to those who disabled, or that the cash should be reduced?
Oh, I see.
Which one is your position?
I think the disabled people need to get more cash or other like supports, because I heard in the 2017 the cabinet office statistics, over 18 people in Japan feels there is a prejudice or discrimination in Japan. So yes, to cover the number, so to live with for disabled people living with non-handicapped people, it is important and it is necessary to get cash more than now.
All right, thank you very much, Nagisa-san. That's all.
Thank you.